the behind-the-scenes things you don't see. Alright. Hello there, my lovely Legionnaires! Welcome back to My Friends Make Me Play, and we're here. It's the second trial of Miles Edgeworth.
Of Turnabout Goodbyes.
Let's figure out what the fuck's going on.
I'm gonna beg us to whether we have to split this into 2 parts or not. Like, I don't care. We should record this whole trial because it's important to me.
Okay.
It's important to me.
Alright. What is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth? Defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, apparently the prosecution is also ready. I'm always afraid that I'm doing a different voice every time, but I think I've been consistent.
It sounds consistent to me.
Who's the judge here anyway? Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement.
Stop being a bitch.
Very well, no opening statement, so...
Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking.
It was a little longer than a meaningful pause, right? Very pregnant, 9 months, so you could say. Right, of course.
A prediction. Today's trial will end in 3 minutes from now.
I sure fucking hope not. be a pretty shitty recording. Order! Mr. Von Kamm, what's the meaning of your statement just now?
Bah! Must you question everything? It'll be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I'll call my witness now.
Right.
I call my witness. My decisive witness to the stand.
It's that mysterious boat shop owner.
Witness, state your profession. I heard the proprietor of the restaurant, the Wet Noodle at Gourd Lake. I also rent boats. The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct? Yup, I was. Please testify.
Wait a second. I still haven't heard who this old guy is.
Raise an objection.
Wait a minute. Witness hasn't stated his name yet.
Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. Bah! I have predicted this trial will end in 3 minutes. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate.
Yeah, right.
With you? No way.
With Von Karma? No way! Witness will state his name.
Well, I'm not really sure, yup.
What do you mean?
My memory, Your Honor. The witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name.
You can't recall, you say?
Yes, but the incident took place, the incident in question took place 3 days ago.
My brother in Christ, I don't know how to stress to you how not decisive your witness is if he doesn't even remember his own motherfucking name. The words by which. Also, like, does this man not have an ID? Do we not have, like, anything? You have to fill out some kind of paperwork to own a business.
He can testify.
Very well. Let's hear his testimony then, shall we? Witness. Night of a murder.
It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight, yup. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats, as usual, when I heard a bang, yup. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat floating on the lake. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window.
Very well, I begin cross-examination.
There's nothing to question in my witness's testimony, ergo no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Judge your verdict now.
Yes, Mr. Wright. Yeah. What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness. Anyway, you may begin.
3 minutes just passed.
Okay, well then let's just take our time. You may cross-examine the witness.
Fucking have a heart attack on the stand in front of us, in front of our
Super
salad.
didn't. It's been 5 minutes, but that's neither here nor there.
Well,
Von Karma's like, read faster!
I don't need to read him out again.
In the restaurant where I read boats.
Such a funny statement out of context. So what's standing out to you so far? Because so far, this lines up with what we currently know about the case. So what makes you sus?
Was there someone in the boat?
It was pretty far out there. I couldn't see clearly. But I figured there was 2 men out there, yup.
You couldn't see them clearly.
Yup, at the time, that is.
At the time?
Oh, man.
Yeah, a man. By your window?
Yup, by my window, right outside the window, my little shack.
And could you see the man's face?
Well, the whole fog was pretty darn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him.
It's a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony. I have a bad feeling about this.
That man, the defendant, was saying, I can't believe he's dead.
Are you sure? Uh-oh. Dad?
Dead certain, Keith. He said, I can't believe he's dead. That was, he was walking by, too. Witness, are you sure the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth? He said nothing of the sort. I saw, it was him. It was that Edgeworth boy.
Oh, well, that's not helpful. This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt. Karma. He lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall.
Nick, I don't like the way things are going. I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us.
I better act quicker. This trial's going to be over.
We gotta reverse
objection. Your Honor, we proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired the gun.
Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun, and the photograph showing the man firing in his left hand?
Exactly.
That is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. You are ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness statement in this testimony is true. The person reading for me is a dipshit. Raise an objection. Duh.
Your Honor, this witness claims that Edgeworth said, I can't believe he's dead, but his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie...
Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently, you have yet to realize this, even this basic fact. If you say this testimony is a lie, show us proof. Nick, do we have evidence?
It's no good. There's nothing I can do.
Are you sure?
To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore.
Please. Can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Nick needs you. 3 minutes was perhaps too high of an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't too bad. This must be a new record.
Wrong again. It's only been 9 minutes. Enough! The witness may leave the stand. Court sees no reason for further prolonging the trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. What? No! God finds them defendant Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Huh?
Don't worry, keep going.
Accused will surrender to the court immediately to be held pending trial at a higher court with 1 month from today's date. That's all. This court's adjourned.
Wait!
Who was that just now?
Me!
Ah! Larry? What are you doing here?
Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was there in the park on the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday, but today I remembered it.
Remembered what?
The gunshot. I heard it too.
Larry, this would have been good information yesterday!
I mean, he told us.
He told us he was there! He said he didn't hear the
The
gunshot!
rest has already been decided. I call for an adjournment.
One moment, Mr. Von Karma, so you say you heard a gunshot.
Yeah, I did a gunshot that night. I was sitting there in the audience listening to the testimony, and then I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I can't just sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify.
Order! Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. Not quite sure how to proceed.
I'm not sure it is. Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over. Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this.
She's right. If only it wasn't Larry. He could make things even worse.
Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse.
You're right. All right. Your Honor, there's another witness. It's our duty to let him speak. Right here, right now.
A waste of time. Your verdict cannot be overturned.
Allow me to overturn my verdict. Let me just speak my opinion. In on-court proceedings, it's our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict in order to make sure no mistake has been made. Every witness should be heard.
What is this?
I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Master Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to the stand to testify now.
What?
Court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. Do your fucking job. After this, we will hear the new witness. Court is adjourned. Still close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. I wonder what Larry plans to say in there.
Larry was at the lake that night, right?
Yeah. He said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew into the lake.
Oh, right. And he found the balloon in the air tank that night.
Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth.
Huh? You say something, right?
Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong?
It's nothing.
Hmm?
Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon? Oh. When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. I see. Right.
Yeah?
This might be our chance.
Our chance?
Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials.
Perfect trials?
Perfectly prepared witnesses, perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He had to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry.
What are you getting at?
We're gonna straw hats this motherfucker! It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right? That's right, Nick! No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth.
It was 15 minutes. 15!
It was actually 9 minutes.
Everything's on Larry now. Oh, so we're fucked.
No, Larry is our Luffy in this situation. It's gonna, he's our wiggle room.
Court is now back in possession.
Much to everyone else's chagrin.
Including ours. Please testify to the court about everything that you saw on the night of December 24th.
Right, leave it to me.
Please, Larry, don't fuck this up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. Just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. I'm taking a little bit of artistic liberty. Let Phoenix say fuck.
That night, I was out on the boat on the lake. I was looking for something, and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back into the rental shop dock. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that simple gunshot, I went home.
It was an unusually vague testimony even from this comment. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor.
What's wrong, Nick?
It's Larry. I have no idea what he's gonna say if I press him. I'm a little scared.
Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but
Forward.
forward, Nick.
Out on the lake. I was looking for something and I found it. We know about that. Around what time was that?
Well, let's see. I figure he was out searching for about an hour. I guess it was around 12, yeah.
You're not sure?
Hey, don't give me that face! I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay?
People use watches these days, Larry. I mean, in fairness, you wouldn't... most people aren't being like, oh man, this strange event that has occurred. Let me check my watch and memorize the exact time by which it happened. Wasn't there a boat on the lake?
Order, order! Oh, Mr. Butts.
Whoa. Everybody, just calm down, okay? I mean, it was a really foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there was a boat out there or not.
Oh, okay, no problem. That's just the most important part of the case!
Single gunshot.
Single gunshot. You only heard one bang, correct?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, Nick?
Pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? Guess you should just start working on the contradictions.
Sorry. I wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister. Do you see what do you see an issue? Do you see what the issue is with this testimony?
Yeah, there should be 2 gunshots, not 1.
Yeah, so what are we gonna do about that?
Present.
Yeah.
Going home, heard the bang, looked over there, see a boat, heard that single gunshot.
What would help us with that?
Fired 3 times!
No.
What?
No.
No?
No, that doesn't give us a clear, that doesn't tell us about when it happened.
Oh, there's a lot of description, heard 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait a second, Larry.
What?
You only heard 1 bang? You're sure?
That's what I said.
Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday she heard 2 bangs, and the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night.
Uh-huh.
Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said?
Yo, Nick, please.
Huh?
You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. You gotta treat me with nice and stuff, okay?
Mr. Butts. What?
What?
You only had 1 gunshot, you're sure?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure.
Eh?
Not sure? How could you not be sure?
Yeah, well, I, might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening to something else.
Something else?
My radio, dude, with my headphones.
What?
Order, order! Stop that booing!
Imagine you're in like a fucking murder trial. Like somebody's dead and you just hear somebody in the back, boo! Boo! Your testimony fucking sucks!
You're listening to the radio with your headphones?
Yeah, so what? What's that a crime? I listen to my radio. Everybody listens to the radio. What's the big deal?
Mr. Von Karma, your opinion?
A waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony.
Mr. Wright, should he continue the testimony?
He's the only hope we got.
We gotta keep going! Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony.
Much to our fucking chagrin. Bah! Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost.
Well, Mr. Butts, please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio.
Right, leave it to me.
I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. What did you hear, Larry?
I'm excited. It's lonely being alone, being on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an old request show on the radio, see? I was listening to real booming loud, like, I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it, too.
Well, tell us what the fuck that is.
You're listening to your radio at a high volume?
Yeah, what's the big problem? I can't a man listen to his radio in peace. Isn't this a free country?
I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is.
Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio.
True enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony.
Wait, Your Honor! Witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot.
Excuse me, DJ?
And announcer, the guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs. He could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor.
Very well, Mr. Wright.
I can't believe I'm continuing this charade. Well, what was it, Larry? Why were you alone on Christmas Eve, Larry? What did she say?
Mr. Wright, please cease this pointless questioning. What possible good would knowing what a radio DJ could do for us?
Dude, Mr. Carr has a point. I'll allow the question only to see the reason why we should care.
We should!
We should care! We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should.
Why?
Well, how do you know if we don't ask, huh?
Fine, only well. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot?
Just when she said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," I heard the gunshot.
Yes. Oh my god.
Now you want to know. Now you wanted to know why I wanted you to do all of this trial in one go.
Yes. It's time. I know so few pure memes, and this is one of them. Are you sure?
Of course I am. She had this real sexy voice.
God damn it, Larry. You know, Carmen was right. I'm not sure how this helps us at all. This is the most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard, but there is one gleaming ray of hope in there. Gotta press it until we get to the bottom of what happened.
But that's the right statement. So pressing didn't get us anywhere.
We gotta
so what
present.
should we do? So we got a couple of options here.
Almost Christmas. 24th of the 25th, so that doesn't help us.
No. Second lake photo.
Yeah, I think this is it.
Wait. No, it's actually... That's a later thing. We need something else.
Just after midnight on the... Yeah. I've been waiting. I've been waiting this whole time. I get to do it, chat. I get to do it, gang.
What's with the face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, do better. You better know I don't scare that easy.
Dog, I think that if I dropped a metal pan into a metal sink, you would die.
I mean, so would you, but...
I mean, yeah.
Is something the matter, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor? Did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," when he heard the gunshot.
Indeed,
And the build-up's killing me. Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas! Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve!
it seemed to be the case, yes.
But that contradicts the two testimonies we've heard so far, Your Honor. Both Miss Hart and the old man said it was after midnight when they heard the shots. In other words, when they heard the gunshots, it was already Christmas. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Yeah!
Now you know the context!
I know the context! The context is that Larry's alone! I've never been so happy that you're a dumb dipshit who can't keep a bad bitch!
What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight, and this witness says they heard a gunshot before midnight.
Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is painfully mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious. What?
Mr. Wright, what do you think about Butts' claim that he heard the guns before midnight?
Larry's right!
He has to be.
Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard the gunshot before midnight.
Oh.
I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim. We do.
Cat? She has come for the sunshine. I have come for the tea. I heard you yelling. I presumed there was tea.
It can be both. Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight. Well, now we gotta...
Ah!
Yes.
Yes!
Yes.
Look at this photograph!
Every time I do, it makes me laugh.
This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m. Oh? But there's nothing in the lake on this picture. Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It's why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Aha! Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That's why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard the gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve. Indeed, it would seem this is the case. You just have to leave us. Ms. Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. You claiming she was mistaken? Not at all, Your Honor. It's a fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were 2 sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them. Why would this be?
Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises.
Yes?
There was no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why the witness would have sneezed, triggering the camera? Hey, my nose is clear. That night, my clothes was clear that night, man. Clear.
Mr. Wright, no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise was indeed a gunshot? Show the court evidence if you have any. 3 bullets!
3 bullets, baby.
This is my evidence. The murder weapon? Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When then was that last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. Order! Order! It would make some sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake.
Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 10:50, the other at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you, why?
Uh-oh, better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes. Ah!
What's wrong, Rick?
I have it! I have it!
Huh?
Remember the case with the Steel Samurai?
Huh? Yeah, of course I remember.
The murderer in this case. The same idea as the murderer in that one.
What do you mean?
Maya!
Yes?
If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch. I'm going to run with it.
Right, I mean, is this safe?
Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict! We have nothing to lose! You just watch. Let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay?
Right, Nick.
Your Honor! Yes, Mr. Wright? The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case. What do you mean, Mr. Wright?
So you finally realized the truth. There can be no other murderer than Mr. Miles Edgeworth himself. No, dipshit.
Wrong, Von Karma! A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting.
Why are you wearing an earring? Listen, rookie.
That is the gayer.
Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, one boat was on the lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant Edgeworth and the victim Robert Hammond were on that boat. But do we know that for sure, though?
We don't.
There was a gunshot fired on that boat and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance from the shooting was 1 meter. Couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on the boat.
I admit it's hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 00:15, but Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. It's the only way Edgeworth could be innocent.
Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain how the two boats and the men are.
Edgeworth and the murderer.
Yeah.
Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth. What? Are you serious? Yes. Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. I'm not sure what to make of all this.
Ludicrous.
Mr. Wright? Tell us the name of the murderer, then. The murderer's name? Right. It's... I don't know.
We don't know.
Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. You don't know?
Bah, and again, you waste my time.
I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop? Why did he do this? Weren't any boats on the lake then? Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest, the real scene of this crime was not on a boat. What? Where would the murder take place? Just right here, yeah? Boat shop?
Present the boat shop.
Yeah. Boat shop. Here, of course, the boat shop where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without shooting anyone. Shoot the victim without anyone seeing.
Or do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime?
Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night, he was out on the lake in a boat searching for something. He finds it, returns the boat, and just as he's starting to head for home, he hears the gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned a boat? The boat shop. Your Honor, he had his AirPods in! Mr. Wright, what happened on that night on Gold Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honor.
Nick, are you sure about this?
Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning, and I take it slow, I might be able to figure it out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out to the middle of the lake. But who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright? Edgeworth.
No.
No, boat shop caretaker.
Yep.
Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice, but both missed Edgeworth on purpose. Wait a minute. Yes? How did he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone? Details.
Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice. The intention wasn't to kill Edgeworth.
To create a witness.
Oh.
I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. Create a witness? The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him. I see. Someone looking from the edge of the lake. It would appear that one of the men shot on the boat shot the other. Murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice, to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop, put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on his body, threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake. Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. Boat shop caretaker, quickly. Well, we're waiting for the caretaker. Would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said.
Yes.
Well, what did you go to the lake that night?
What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes.
I'm good at my job, dickhead!
Several days ago, I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come from the boat shop at the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something important to discuss with me.
Something important?
I'm sorry, I can't say what it was.
Your Honor, sir! But if we were conducting a trial here, I have to remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. What? What do I do? Find him quickly! We cannot allow him to get away!
One old man.
Mr. Von Gamma, your witness has disappeared.
A search warrant has already been issued.
Goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. We'll extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. Request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned. Yeah! Me too, Gigi.
Yay, Nick, you did it!
Yeah! Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict.
And what about Larry? That was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out.
Sure, once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. Just wish our cases weren't so down in the wire all the time.
Hey, guess what? That never stops. I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients.
Hey, Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth? Did you say something? Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try and smile just a little. Relax. I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet.
What do you mean?
Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now. And I don't know whether or not to tell you.
Edgeworth?
No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you to get off my chest, but I can't make up my mind.
What's this about, Edgeworth?
It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed.
A crime you committed?
A memory of a murder.
Ooh. Ooh.
Things are getting spicy as we move into the last day of investigation and the trial.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Edgeworth's a murderer! Maybe.
Maybe. Who knows?
Perhaps.
I know, Gigi! I know, baby girl. But we'll have to find out next time, baby girl. We can't find out right now. Our time is up.
Our time is up.
So next time, on My Friends Make Me Play, we'll find out if Edgeworth's a murderer.
Yeah.
But for now, we have to save our progress. Goodbye!